Alright, what's up guys? Here's Dom The Commish again, and today we're going to be doing episode 6 of Path to the Podium, the Las Vegas Raiders. We've officially hit, actually no we haven't. I was going to say we hit a quarter mark, but I don't know how to do math. That would be 8. So, where we are right now is we're with the Las Vegas Raiders. Pick number 6 overall. This team is not great, but also not terrible. They have a lot of holes in places. Jacoby Myers is a great wide receiver one. I like that. QB and RB are definitely issues. Brock Bowers, great number one receiver. Love him. Defensive ends, obviously Max Crosby. He's hurt at the end of this year is good. Christian Wilkins. The cornerbacks, Jack Jones is okay. Trevon Moehrig at free safety is not too bad either. But overall, this team is someone who doesn't have a great core around them, but we can make them have a great core. They aren't paying too many guys. Like Max Crosby is really the only stud they're paying. Like a lot of the guys are young, like Jackson Powers Johnson, Brock Bowers, Trevon Moehrig, Tyree Wilson. Like we can definitely, hopefully, have a lot of cap room. Let's see how much we have. We have 88 mil. Okay, we can definitely, with these cap hits, we can make a lot of moves with this. So here we go. Who do we want to cut? We save 12 mil cutting Colton Miller. That would give us 101 mil in cap space, but are we going to get a really better offensive tackle than that? Probably not. Same thing with Jacoby Myers. Gardner Minshew, we're going to cut Gardner Minshew. He's just not the guy here, and we're probably going to be picking up a quarterback in free agency anyway. We could probably keep him. Daniel Carlson was still good this year. We'll keep him. Jack Jones, we'll keep him around. Munford. Honestly, there's not too many guys I really want to cut. Okay. I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut Gardner Minshew, and I'm going to restructure Christian Wilkins to give us an extra 20 mil in cap. So now we have 115 mil. This team doesn't have the best pick. I mean, it does have a top 6 pick, which is good. But considering their needs, I really want to boost up this team. So that's who we're going to cut and sign. All right, what guys do we want? One of the running backs we'll probably take back. I'll probably do Madison out of all these guys. Who else do we want? Darnay Holmes was solid for the Giants, but not really anymore. QB Desmond Ridder. We still have Aiden O'Connell. Gardner Minshew we're not keeping around. Who else? Malcolm Kuntz is a decent end. Terrace Marshall, I didn't even know he was on there. Oh, we do have to pay Trevon Moehrig. He wasn't... Let me look at his stats real quick. So he made 104 total tackles, 64 solo, 40, 1 sack, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 picks. So he had a great year. He was a really pretty decent safety. And if we look at the average value for safeties, we're kind of in the range. I kind of put him in the range at around Kevin Byard, Geno Stone, Tyrann Mathieu, these guys, most likely. Marcus Epps is still making a lot of money. Trevon Moehrig was on a rookie deal, 1.9 mil per year. He definitely deserves more than that. I'll try to get... Looks like most of the safeties that aren't on rookie deals are 6 million and above. So if I go 8 million I'd keep him around for 4 years, 30% guaranteed. Offer accepted. Great. Love having Trevon Moehrig back. We're going to sign Alexander Madison, who he kind of deserves what he had last year in terms of 2 million 1 year deal. I'm cool bringing him back again on that same deal, a 1 year 20% guaranteed for 2 mil. I'm cool bringing him back on that as well. We still have Aiden O'Connell as a QB, so I think we're going to bring back Desmond Ridder as a third option. Where are you, Desmond Ridder? I just saw you. Here he is. So Desmond Ridder was making, let me see, Las Vegas Raiders, quarterback. Desmond Ridder, I think he was still on his rookie deal. No, he wasn't. He was on a 1 year, less than $1 million deal, $985K. We'll probably do the same thing again because he still wasn't good. So, 985,000 for a year with 20% guaranteed. Rejected. Okay. Let's just. You're pretty much not going to be playing anyway, so you might as well just give you a lot of money guaranteed. Still rejected. Okay, so we're not going to re-sign Desmond Ridder. Let's try and get Andres Pete is the starting tackle, isn't he? Or am I stupid? No, he's the second tier. He's the second string. We're still going to keep him for some much needed depth. So let's go tackle. Andres Pete. Is he listed as a guard? He is listed on a 1 year, $2 million deal. I'd be more than happy to do that again. For 1 year, $2 million. Give him like 30% guaranteed. Glad to keep him back for another year. Is Brandon Smith a starting linebacker? No, he's pretty far down. Nate Hobbs, did I see him here? John Jenkins, John Meredith, Keenan Isaac, MJ Masterseer, Nate Hobbs. Yeah, Nate Hobbs we're going to need to bring back. So he was on... Nate Hobbs was on a rookie deal worth $945,000. What was he on, or what was his kind of stats this year? Total tackles, 1 pick. Not great, but also not terrible. I'd kind of pay him in the range of what Jack Jones and Ja'Cory Bennett are making, kind of like a 1.2 or maybe like 1.4. 1.4 million for 3 years and like 25%. Good, he accepts that. Spillane was a starter at middle linebacker, and he was making $3.5 million. He's 27, 2-year deal. It was 29 now. I'm cool with bringing him back on another 2-year deal on the same thing. See if he does it. You know, a 2-year deal with 25% guaranteed. He might want a little bit more. So if we go 3.7 million for 2 years and 25%, will that make it a bump? Nope. I'll try one more. A 2.7, 2 years. I'll bump it to 35% though. Okay, so we're not going to get Robert Spillane back. He's being a bit difficult. What about all those other DBs? Jack Jones, Tommy Eichenberg, Isaac Holmes, Masterson, Bennett. I mean, I guess we can re-sign. We should re-sign 1 or 2 of them for some depth. Let's do. Oh, Charles Snowden, you were like a backup. So I think we'll also re-sign Charles Snowden, who is at edge, I believe. He was on a 1 year, $799. Yeah, so we're not going to keep him, actually. He's not that good. I think... Polomau, we definitely want to keep. Forgot about him. Let's look at safety. Polomau was on a rookie deal. I'm cool paying him like 1.2 for 2-3 years. Over 2 years and give like 25% guaranteed. Not too bad. Other than that, I think we're kind of good on everyone, except for, is Jack Jones still here, or am I just... John Jenkins, John Meredith. Yeah, I think we're good for the rest of these guys. We have $103 million in cap space remaining for this draft, or for this offseason. We have We have 103 million left for this offseason. We're definitely going to need some depth at guard and center. Interior offensive lineman, we could pick that up in the draft too. Linebackers, we need a couple of those guys. Maybe a number one corner. We have a lot of different guys that we can get. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to sign a quarterback. And I see Justin Fields right here. I feel like he can start for the Raiders. And depending on what he made last year, what did you make last year in the Pittsburgh Steelers? He was making $4 million a year. I think we can do that as well. Maybe go up to like 5. If I go 5, 1, 5, and sign him for a 3-year deal, 20%, or well, let's do 35% because he's probably gonna want that. He's gonna want a little bit more. I mean, we have the money to spend on this guy, so let's just try. And I just wish I wish they gave us, what he's asking for. So like if I do, he's probably gonna ask for even more than this. You think, right? Yeah, he's gonna ask for even more than that. Does he want maybe like a 2-year deal? Like let's try a 2-year deal, 30%, and let's just give him a little bit more. Like let's give him $8 million. $8 million, 2-year deal. Nope. Okay, maybe not Fields. Who would I be okay starting this season? We might just have to re-sign Gardner Minshew, honestly. I mean, let's just try and re-sign him. I don't know what he was making last year. He's making $12 million a year last year. At that point, I just try and get Fields and get him on like a $9.5 million deal with 40% guaranteed. He accepts it. Okay, so Justin Fields, new starter for the Las Vegas Raiders. Running back, we're going to leave running back alone for right now. Wide receiver, I want to get one. And I think that guy, we have Jacoby Myers, the route runner. We're going to get Marquise Brown, the speedster. And he is a part of the Kansas City Chiefs right now. He's going to flip divisions. He was on a $7 million deal 1 year. He is currently 27 years old. I'm okay with signing him on a 2-year deal worth $6.5 million because he was hurt a lot last year. He accepts that, which is good. I do like that. Tight end, obviously we're good. Tackle, I'm fine with Colton Miller and Andres Pete. Guard, let's just grab, a couple guys like Cody Whitehair. Cody Whitehair, we can, let's just go to all teams and guard. And let's search up Whitehair. And he was actually a part of the Raiders. I'm cool signing him back on another 1 year, 2.5. Like 2.5. Honestly, maybe a 2-year. Let's do 2-year. Yeah, 2-year. We get some depth at guard. Let's grab another center. I'm cool with Will Clapp. That's funny. So funny. Because he is coming off a rookie deal, right? Interesting. So honestly, just a little bit of center depth. It doesn't really show me how much he's making. Let's just try 1.2. Give him a nice 2-year deal with 15% guaranteed. No, he's going to reject that. Makes sense. How about 2.4? Or let's try 1.8 for 2 years and 25% guaranteed. Good. So now we have some depth at guard and center. Interior D linemen. Are there any really good ones? I don't really like it too much. I'm cool with Wilkins. And then Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson are good. Linebacker is where we definitely need some guys. We lost our off-ball linebacker last year, so I think we're going to splash big and get Nick Bolton. Wherever you happen to be. On a $1 million deal. But this was when he was 20 years old. He's due for a big extension this year, most likely. So I'd probably pay him close to what these guys are making, like the $8, $9, $10 million ranges. So I'd probably give him like a 7.9 million deal, 3 years, 30% guaranteed. He accepts that. Makes sense. Nick Bolton has been a staple in that Chiefs team. I'm also going to grab one more linebacker, kind of is more like a depth guy, and I'll sign Devondre Campbell on a 1-year deal. He's getting, or no, Devondre Campbell's the guy on the Niners that, wasn't he the guy on the Niners that did the whole thing? We'll go Denzel Perriman instead. See if he takes like a 1.25, shoot, 1.25 for a 2-year and like 25% guaranteed. No. Try Deion Jones maybe, like 1.48 for 2 years, 30. Yeah, there we go. So we got Nick Bolton, Deion Jones, Tommy Eichenberg. 73 million cap space remaining. Let's look at the cornerbacks. I see DJ Reed, I see Byron Murphy, Dante Jackson, Mike Hughes, Adoree Jackson, Charvarius Ward, Cam Sutton, Fabian Moreau. There's a lot of good guys here. So if I see this, I'm going for the best. I'm going for DJ Reed. If I'm the Raiders here. DJ Reed making $11 million a year. He was on a 3-year deal, so he's about 28 now. I'm cool giving him an $11 million deal for 2 years, 25% guaranteed. Rejected. Okay. 2 years, 25 with 30%. Yep, that makes sense. There we go. So now we got DJ Reed as a number 1 corner. Safeties I'm kind of cool with. I don't really see too many guys that I really like. Let's see. Who are the best guys in this class? You got a couple of decent ends, offensive tackles. Who else do I want to pay? I feel like I want to get one, stud. I see, Zach Martin at guard. And you know what? I'm kind of going in. I'll go in on Zach Martin. The Raiders always could use some offensive line depth. I mean, he played not great last year, but 18 mil per year. He is getting a lot older. I'm very cool taking him on a 2-year deal, like 2 years, 36. 2 years, 36, and give him 25% guaranteed. He accepts that. And then I think we're just going to let this $43 million go into next year. We got a ton of guard depth now. JPJ has been great this year. I'm cool with our offensive tackles. Wide receivers, I'm kind of cool with too. Should we get one more? Because I want to plan on drafting one. Center, I'm good with. Edge, interior D-line. Yeah, I think I'm good with this. Leaving $43 million in cap space remaining next year. We made a lot of signings. DJ Reed and Zach Martin were the really big boys. But you also had Justin Fields as the new QB1. Marquise Brown as a receiver. Nick Bolton, Will Clapp. This is a really good Raiders team. They made a lot of great signings. I trust Justin Fields. Marquise Brown is awesome. And they can even get even better in the draft. And I have a plan for the Raiders at the draft. So hopefully we can get this plan into motion. All right, here we go. I'm going to go slow. Actually, I'll go fast still. But overall, Las Vegas Raiders, let's get started. Okay. So here we are at pick number 6. The Jets want to move up 1 spot. I don't know who they get, but honestly, moving up 1 spot, I don't think they're going to take who I want. Yeah, they're definitely not going to take who I want because, spoiler alert, the Jets have Breece Hall. So honestly, even if they do pick who I want here, it wouldn't make any sense for the Jets to do that. So I'm just going to say they pick, they're trading up for, Teteroa McMillan, and they traded Garrett Wilson away. So I'm going to go and accept this deal. They traded up for Nick Scorton. Interesting. He's a good edge. Top 6, though, would be a little bit iffy. Now, I'm sure I completely gave it away, but we are going to be getting Ashton Genty to the Las Vegas Raiders. What we did in the offseason over here, we boosted up the wide receiver core. We boosted up the quarterback room. We re-signed. We got a couple of big guys, Zach Martin, Nick Bolton. We are going for it. And the biggest hole on this team is going to be that running back room. And if the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Jeanty and put these pieces around him, there's no telling how huge of an impact he can have on the league and on this Raiders team. He could be Josh Jacobs like. He really could. So we're going to go Ashton Jeanty in the first round. And then in the next round, let's see what we got. So we have 2 picks pretty close. We have 46 and 37. They want to trade us 45 in a second next year for 37 to 144. Don't really like that. 56 and 62. We'll wait on the Bills offer. Is there anybody that I really care about here? Jihad Campbell, we just signed Nick Bolton to a big deal. Trey Harris, I wouldn't be mind taking, but I think I'm going to go offensive tackle. Jonah Savagina out of Arizona, because we signed a lot of guard depth, but we didn't sign a tackle. And Colton Miller's good at one end, but we could use another guy at another end. So I think we're going to go the offensive tackle out of Arizona. And then now, Trey Harris goes to the Saints. Don't really like that because I kind of wanted him as the next pick. So who do we have at receiver? Ayomanor, Isaiah Bonds, Savion Williams, Javen Higgins, Tez Johnson. I'm not going to go for a receiver here because none of these guys are good enough to be taken at 42 with all the other guys on the board. I'm looking at corners. I'm also looking at Jihad Campbell, who's still here, or Deion Walker to TJ Saunders. I'm going to go with the corner, and I'm going to go with Hairsteen out of Kentucky. Just get another younger corner to pair with the guys we just re-signed in DJ Reed and Nate Hobbs. So we're going to go with Hairsteen in the second round. Now, here in the third round, I'm not really interested. 73 for 74 and 147. Let's just do it. Trade back one spot. Who do they take? Macumba? He's not a guy I was looking for. Next up, I think I want a receiver. I see Savion Williams here from TCU, and I'm gonna press the button on him. I think that Jacoby Myers is the 1, Marquise Brown is the 2. Decent receiver core. Number 3, Savion Williams. Also not mad at that. So let's go Savion Williams here. Now this next spot, I don't see any of the picks that I want here. No. So we have gotten our running back, our wide receiver. The next thing that we're going to get is we're going to get a quarterback. Justin Fields, we signed him for our future. If Justin Fields doesn't work out, I want a guy that can replace him. And I feel like that guy can be Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon, going to the Las Vegas Raiders. We missed out on the quarterbacks in the first round. I don't think they're going to take Jackson Dart as high as 6, and they'll be planning for this because most likely Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward go before the Raiders pick. So they plan to take Ashton Jeanty at 7, Dylan Gabriel in the 4th round, and now we have a lot of other picks. So we have a grand total of 6 picks left. What we're going to do with these picks is we're probably going to draft another receiver, draft an edge for depth, draft another center probably a safety and a linebacker. So starting at 144, do we see a best player available? Yes, we do. I see Jared Wilson out of Georgia. We need some more center depth. Maybe he can be that guy. We're going to take him here. And then 2 picks later, we missed out on the edge Trey Moore, which kind of sucked, but that's okay. I see some D tackles, not really interested. Quarterback, running backs, another Georgia linebacker, or another Georgia player. I see the next 2 being linebackers because these 155 and 156 are great value. And they aren't going to be on the board for much longer, especially going to our next pick. They're not going to be here. So I think we're going to go with Woodard over Mondon Jr. I just like his height and weight a little bit better. 6'2", 232 versus... actually, that's pretty dumb. All right. No. I just want, I think that Jackson Woodard playing a lot more in defense is a lot more experience than Mondin. And I do like the Georgia linebacker, but I'm going to go with Woodard just to be a little bit different. Now we go into the next pick. I said I wanted some edge depth. I think that's what it's going to be now. Or corner. There is the Villanova corner. Who do we have here? More D tackles, more running backs, a safety, a South Carolina linebacker. I think we're going to go with another corner. And that's going to be Isis Wexter over here. And then we're going to stop here. Pick 191. I see Ty Robinson still here. He's falling a lot. And I think I'm going to trade up for him in this round 6 because we have a lot of picks here. So I think we're going to try and propose a trade with the Colts. We have 3 picks here. Honestly, if we just trade all 3 of our picks for that and the 234, it's been rejected. Let's just try it again. This is the first time I'm trading up in this series. So if we do this, and we're in the 6th, so Las Vegas 5th maybe. It's been accepted. Okay, so we trade up to draft Ty Robinson. Another defensive tackle depth. Feeling good. And then lastly, I think we're going to go with... I see a linebacker from Notre Dame, Jack Kaiser, played really good this season. Shiloh Sanders again at safety, also pretty decent. I think because Shador wanted to go to Las Vegas so much, even if he doesn't go there, I think let's have some fun, and we'll draft Shiloh Sanders with our last pick in this draft because he's still a good prospect, and maybe at least one Sanders gets to go to Las Vegas. So we're going to pick Shiloh Sanders. And then that's going to finish this draft out. Now, this Raiders team is probably one of the ones that I think could go the farthest with this rebuild. I mean, we pretty much took all their weaknesses. QB is now Justin Fields. Running back is now Ashton Genty. We have a whole new wide receiver core with Jacoby Myers, Marquise Brown, and the receiver we drafted, Savion Williams. Brock Bowers is still an elite tight end. Colton Miller, Jackson Powers Johnson, Andre James, Zach Martin, and Taylor Mumford Jr. or Jonas Savina. And then you have Tyree Wilson, Christian Wilkins, as well as Ty Robinson as well to back up that defensive line. Max Crosby on the other side. We have Tommy Eichenberg still here. We also have Nick Bolton and Jackson Woodard as new linebackers. Corner, we spent big on DJ Reed. There was a DJ Reed. Yep, DJ Reed. We also re-signed Nate Hobbs. Got Maxwell Hairstein and Ice Waxter in the draft. Re-signed Trevon Moehrig. And we still have Isaiah Polamau, as well as drafting Shiloh Sanders. I think that this team, with Dalen Gabriel, quarterback as well, so if Justin Fields doesn't work out, maybe Dalen Gabriel does. This team is definitely not a playoff lock. Not close to it. But this team is going to be a lot better than it was last year, and if Genty can prove himself a bit more, I think the Raiders should easily be in the hunt for a playoff spot next year. I think they'll be competitive. It's going to be a tough division. I'll say that right now. The Chargers were a great team last year. The Broncos were a great team last year, but the Raiders aren't that far off. And with the cap space that they have a great situation going forward. And I think that they're going to be a decent team next year if they make the moves that I made here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are still enjoying this series. Please leave a like and a comment. And I love hearing from you guys. It's always awesome to read the comments and respond to them. I'm going to be responding to a lot of comments. Just try to connect with you guys a bit more. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.